In last video we shown out first half of gameplay footage of Techtonica, so let's talk about what we have seen and why I'm really excited to get my hands on this and play it also before we get started the devs. He have kindly reached out to me and asked whether I would be interested in seeing some more gameplay footage whilst at the same time taken to that. One of the game developers about the gameplay, and we will probably do this in stream, so keep an eye for more information about this over the coming week. In this comment section below, now at first glance, some might think Techtonica to be a claustrophobic exploration factory game in the dark and dingy settings of the caverns of Celix, and so it is set underground. It can be a future from the truest of the world. Is lit up with a beautiful floor glowing bright in the darkness, but the caverns feel very open and quite large. And if they're still too small for you, I mean, we can always mine them with the mold machine, but more on the later today's gameplay shows a small selection of the flora that's harvestable in game, which once picked will need to be placed in planters. To grow this allows for the automations of those harvestable plants, some of which will power your machinery, which will be used to harvest of veins, for example, which means setting up plantations of those plants. It's going to be really important in early games forest. As for the other plants, I have no idea, so let me know what you think they are used for if you do want access to the alpha game. They're going to be doing a little alpha launch over the Discord in the upcoming future, so you may get an opportunity to play it if you join them. The link is below. Along with this resting machine we can see a handful of lights that are scattered around now. I believe these are craftable and placeable, allowing us to light up the darker areas, and I really do hope that these pieces of rusting machinery are actually salvageable towards the resources that we have going to need to build. For example, those drills, now they have what looks like their intangible outputs or inputs. One of the side and two behind, now I presume one is going to be for full and the other two can be up or two different resources when we all events converge together, but I could be mistaken up. So for example, if there is copper and or in the iron or in the same deposit, that it can harvest both of them from separate up outputs. Now a lot of people are concerned about all veins being limited in the game. I'm continually interested to see how the all veins deplete and whether we will regularly have to rebuild them to reach deeper into the veins. This is continually more similar to Factorio and funds. For me at least, this list has challenge that I'm really interested in and looking forward to dealing with when grabbing resources from the mechanics. We can select individual groups of machines to withdraw the resources, which will save as a lot of time in game. We can also see here that the machines have been removed, so let's hope that they do give resources when we do salvage them. We are also going to be dealing with interesters in this game, which is another welcome similarity for Factorio funds. We can also see a placed smelter, and this is similar to other factory games. Is the first stage of automation. I'm glad to see, but the looks of the interest don't seem to use fuel in order to run, and no other side we also have only single input for the all going turning it into the iron ingots, so I'm wondering how this is actually powered, whether that's fully or potentially something else. I'm also quite interested in how this conveyor system runs and how it's placed. You can see that it's brought along a straight line and then it kind of holds these positions as they change direction as well, unlike in Satisfactory where you have to place it down and then change the direction. We also have two of those portable miners. I want to say these portable drills fit in this one smarter, which is obviously too much. You can see by the end of this it's starting to saturate up. It would be interesting to see if we can use the second input on the smelter so that it runs at the same speed of a drill, or whether we are just going to have to add more smelters to the manifold. There is slightly future into the game. We have the assemblies on the top of foundation views, what will produce the next tier of resources. And at this point I want to draw your attention to the supercomputer. I say supercomputer as a computer screen behind the machines. Starting please service time, I guess, is that this is actually going to be our contact with the outside world, or maybe for the research later on. It's a premise similar to the space elevator and satisfactory, which here it requires.